Revelation chapter 16.
Revelation 16:1 And I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the seven angels, Go your ways, and pour out the vials of the wrath of God upon the earth.
Revelation 16:1 And I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the seven angels, Go your ways, and pour out the vials of the wrath of God upon the earth. I heard a great voice out of the temple. Now no one was able to enter the temple in heaven, but this being didn't enter the temple, as he was already inside. John heard a great voice from the temple commissioning the seven angels. This is the same great voice that later comes out of the temple from the throne, when the angels have completed their assignment. This voice comes from the throne which is alive, but it is not God's voice, saying to the seven angels. They had the seven bowls of God's wrath. Go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of God upon the earth. This is the fulfillment of the seventh trumpet, the voice telling the seven angels to pour out the bowls upon the earth.
Revelation 16:2 And the first went, and poured out his vial upon the earth. And there fell a noisome and grievous sword upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image.
The first went, and poured out his vial upon the earth. This was the first messenger in sequence who went out after receiving instructions to go and poured out his bowl on the earth. There fell an noisome and grievous sword upon the men. The Greek word for noisome means destructive things and actions. The Greek word for grievous is the word evil, which means destructive intent. Destructive intent leads to destructive actions. These sores will spread all over the legs, knees, head, even to the sole of the feet, and will not be healed, and people will be repulsed by them. The sores could be leprosy or painful, spreading ulcers or painful shingles. Side note, the beast is unlikely to receive the sores because he will not be taking his own mark. In addition, the sixth plague on Egypt was sores. This is when the magicians couldn't deny nor escape the power of God, which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image. Earlier the false prophet is Abaddon, who rose from the bottomless pit, who did miracles to deceive people to take the mark of the beast. No one was able to buy or sell unless they had a stamp or tattoo of the beast on their forehead or right hand. He also gave life unto the beast's image, so that it spoke, and many who did not worship the image were killed. However, moments later the angel flew across the sky warning the people on earth not to take the mark of the beast, and revealed the larger consequences. Those who refuse to listen to the warning of God through the angel and receive the mark will receive these sores.
Revelation 16:3 And the second angel poured out his vial upon the sea, and it became as the blood of a dead man, and every living soul died in the sea.
The second angel poured out his vial upon the sea. This was the second messenger in sequence who went out after receiving the instruction to go and poured out his bowl on the sea. This is similar to the second trumpet impacting the sea. It became as the blood of a dead man, and every living soul died in the sea. The sequencing of the bowls is similar to the sequence of the trumpets. Unlike the second trumpet, which only impacted a third of the sea with blood, the second bowl affected the entire sea. The sea became like the blood of the dead, which means it was thick red and black, congealed, putrid, and it stank. This blood is not of those who died in the sea, but as a result of the sea becoming as blood, every soul died in the sea. Not only sea creatures, but also humans, birds and animals that were in the sea at that time died. It is highly toxic.
Revelation 16:4 And the third angel poured out his vial upon the rivers and fountains of waters, and they became blood.
The third angel poured out his vial upon the rivers and fountains of waters. The third angel in sequence poured his bowl on the fresh water, specifically the rivers and fountains of water. Unlike the third trumpet earlier, which released a great star that fell upon third of the rivers and fountains of water, this third bowl affected all of the rivers and fountains of water. They became blood. The fresh water became blood, not as the blood of the dead, but similar to our first plague in Egypt, where the fresh water turned to blood. This will obviously kill the living creatures in the water. It will stink, and people will not be able to drink the water. Revelation 16:5 And I heard the angel of the waters say, Thou art righteous, O Lord, which art, and was, and shalt be, because thou hast judged thus. I heard the angel of the waters say. This is not the third messenger, but an angel who God has placed over the waters he has created, similar to other angels who are over wind and fire. John heard the angel of the waters respond to the destruction that came upon it. Thou art righteous, O Lord, because thou hast judged thus. The angel acknowledges that the Lord is righteous in this destruction and then gives the reason. This Greek word for righteous means one who is justified, clean, doing what is right. Which art, and wast, and shalt be.
A direct translation of this verse using the received text, Stephanus, you are, who is and who was and the holy, and this refers to God. This is also backed up in the Peshitta, Peshito and Vulgate, and holy. The change of the words to and shalt be seems to have changed with the received text. This phrase is similar but not the same as the phrase used earlier, who is, and who was and who is to come.